Today, the owners of the San Diego Padres announced they are exploring the possible sale of the franchise.
Chairman John Seidler says the process will be handled with integrity and in a way that honors the legacy of his late brother Peter. Fox 5 Sports Director Troy Hurst joining us around the table now to break down what this could mean for the franchise. Troy.
Well, we're not sure what it could mean for the franchise. That's up in the air. But the biggest shakeup hanging over the franchise is a lawsuit between the widow of Peter Seidler and the brothers over the control of the trust, which owns 24% of the team. It's kind of under that cloud that we hear this announcement, but we don't know if that is actually the trigger for this exploration. John Seidler, the brother of the late Peter Seidler, assumed control of the team earlier this year, and his statement read that they will look for an owner that honors Peter's legacy and lays the foundation for the franchise's long-term success. He also wrote that they remain committed to the team, fans, and the community and will put every resource into winning a World Series championship in 2026. Peter Seidler was unwavering in his desire to win, and he spent money accordingly on players like Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish, just to name a few. The Padres have made the postseason in back-to-back seasons for the first time in 2 decades, but now they have a new manager and need to fill holes in their roster and may not spend quite as freely as they did with Peter in charge. Now, according to Forbes magazine, the current value of the Padres is just under $2 billion. When Ron Fowler and Peter Seidler bought the team back in 2012, they paid $600 million. That's quite an increase in value. The salary for the 2025 team was about $209 million, and the Padres made $158 million selling tickets from a fan base that has increased over the last couple of years with excitement. They routinely sell out Petco Park. Now, just because the value of the Padres is around $1.95 billion doesn't mean the team will sell for that amount. The market will dictate the price of that sale and could take months or even years to find a potential buyer. The concern for Padres fans is that the new owner will not have the passion that Peter Seidler had to bring a World Series title to San Diego. A lot of rich people didn't get rich by losing money, and it costs money to win baseball games. So the key for Padres fans is to find a passionate owner who wants to win more than wants to make money, because they don't always go hand in hand.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You know, initially when I heard the headline, I thought, oh my gosh, the Padres are staying, correct?
Well, and there's another big concern. And usually, Christina and Phil, you see a team go up for sale when there are concerns about the team. They're not drawing well. They're not winning games. Sure. There's not much excitement. That couldn't be further from the truth from the Padres. Back-to-back 90-win seasons for the first time in franchise history. As I mentioned, routinely selling out Petco Park, a fan base that is rabid and willing to support the team. So it's kind of odd that it's happening at this particular point in time. But if the Seidler family is not passionate about winning, maybe they're doing Padres fans a favor by trying to find that owner who will be passionate, and maybe they will be selective about finding that owner who is passionate. Of course, when you sell something, you always want the most value out of it as well. Right. So we'll see if those two come together as well.
Okay.
Okay, Troy, thank you.